I thought it was about time that I make a video about emotional support through depression and anxiety. Now, this is something that I had dealt with most of my early teens, on and off, into I was maybe 26, 25, 26, and I am 28 years young now, so. But what can really help people is looking within and not repressing, what you were feeling. A lot of people push away what they're really feeling and they just don't want to face it. They repress who they are as a person and try to be something that they're not. And they just need to understand that who they are and what they're feeling is a natural thing. We are all human and it is to be embraced of all walks of life. Whatever is positive feelings and your negative feelings, whatever you're hurt from a breakup or a divorce, don't hide, don't push away what you're feeling. And it won't turn into a demon that's just gonna attach to you and be destructive upon you. You must exercise that demon, you must embrace it, and you must make it your friend, make it your ally, so it can work with you, and then you can transmute that energy to positive. But it can take time, of course. Now, one of the methods to face depression and anxiety is raising your vibrations. Like, you can eat healthy, you can meditate, you can take cold showers, physical exercise, write notes to yourself, positive things about yourself, things that you love about yourself. And, you can accept the things that you consider flaws about yourself. And it can be some very heavy situations, like maybe loss of a loved one or a friend or a pet. And I never experienced that, so I'm not the person to be expert at advice on in that area. But I could do my best just to tell you that acceptance can be the first step. And if a loved one had passed, they're not gone. They're not away from you. They may not be physically there, but they're not gone. So if you think about how, we're not so far away from the spiritual world, it's just vibrating on a different frequency. So if you, excuse me, imagine a fan. It's not turned on. It's still, you can see the blades. Now imagine that's the third dimension. That's that third dimensional frequency. Now when you turn on a fan, and it's spinning really fast, it's on a different frequency and you can see right through it. But does that mean it's not there? No. So you're just vibrating on a different frequency when you leave the physical body. And remember, you are not the physical body. You are the spirit. You are the soul. The vessel is the shell that you're in. So you are spirit. You're having a human experience. So they're not so far away at all. And the same thing with pets. Now, more on facing depression, anxiety is practice being in the now, be in the moment, and embrace everything. Pay attention to your breathing, pay attention to what you're feeling, what your smell, you're tapping to your five senses, and it enhances your sixth senses too, as well. I am currently reading this book called The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle, and I'm almost in the middle of it, and I had a book for a few weeks, but it's an incredible book, and it's really like helping me get back on track to practice being in the moment, which something that I had dealt with obsessive thinking for years, since I was almost 22 years old, that it just gotten so bad that it could turn into anxiety. Now, I still have moments where it could get the best of me, and it happens. It takes practice with a lot of things that you do in life, and the more you practice, the better, the more aware that you are of your thoughts, and you're not trying to push it away or resist it, even what you're feeling, where you're not resisting your emotions. You're the one who is mastering it. It's about self-mastery, and then it becomes enlightenment. When you're in the now, you are becoming more conscious. when you're in the now, you're becoming conscious of yourself and others around you, and the good and bad. You'll see things that you may have not noticed in others or yourself before. Enlightenment is not always an easy thing. It could be scary, just like when you're like water fasting. You can have these experiences as well, or when you're growing your relationship with God and having that connection. Enlightenment comes through, and a lot of things, you're just seeing things beyond the veil, and it's not going to be comfortable what you see in others and their attentions, but we can accept that because it was always there anyways. And it's not going to always be something that can be scary. Life can be full of fear, but it can also be full of joy, and you can create that, and it starts from here. It's all about the mind. It all is mental. The universe is mental, the all is mind. So yeah, life is what you make it, and if you do your best to take care of yourself, you can also help and take care of others who possibly are dealing with the things that you have dealt with. You're an expert on that, so you can actually help them. Now, it is important to take care of yourself. It doesn't mean that you're selfish. There's nothing wrong with self-love. It doesn't mean it's vanity. It's not the same thing as vanity at all. Having a strong relationship with God, if you're not religious, that's completely okay. Self-love, practice self-love can still, it is significant. Self-love is very significant, and having that relationship with God, it can help having that relationship with you, because God is within, not just outside of you. Everything that's all around, it is also within. So creating that relationship with God is like you're becoming more attuned with who you truly are, the soul, that fragment from God, the source energy, the divine. So it is raising your vibrations. You have that connection with Jesus or God or whoever you interact with, or ancestors, and it can help you with emotional support, because you're like letting so much out. And I also discovered this when I had talked to angels back when, I think 6 years ago, when me and my mom was homeless for a while. I talked to angels, and it was very uplifting. The depression was scary. It did bring up some anger, and I had insomnia every night for maybe 3-4 months, and it was that bad. Was there self-harm in those times of my life? Yes. Early on, before that, any of that, yeah, there was, on and off. Because it's not just being scared of what life is going to come. I also focused on the future and where I was going to go. I was just so afraid, and it just got the best of me, and these illusions of fear just took over those times of my life, and I just didn't really know what to do, how to cope with it, and also the anger that came along. So self-harm was the way of releasing. It wasn't suicidal attempts, although there was suicidal thoughts. If you're just having suicidal thoughts, even though you're not attempting them, that still count as being suicidal. And we don't want you to be in that state of mind. Mental illness needs to be taken more serious than ever, and I think that is very important, especially in this world today. There's so much fear going on that turns to anger, and everyone is just, sadly, is creating more unconsciousness and separation. And fear is just something that we just need to understand. You need to face these fears, and that's the best way to get through them. You acknowledge them, you analyze them, you identify them, you understand where they come from, and then you can transmute them, because you are a master alchemist. That's what master alchemists do. That's what we do. And you can do that. You turn it into something good, and you can also help others. And the best thing is to transmute it all with love and acceptance and understanding. Having understanding is part of having an open crown chakra and being in tune with your higher self and God. So you can always ask, you know, guidance, you know, and if there's anybody you can talk to and trust, you can always go to them. You know, maybe they're doing something themselves. I'm sure they would love to, you know, go all the way to help you. You can also help them. You know, it just doesn't go one way. And that's a lot of people need to understand. You know, we need to stop using people who actually go out of their way and check up on you. Because, you know, usually those who are very happy, you know, you never know. There's something that they're dealing with. Everybody's dealing with a battle. And everybody knows how to hide it. So it's good to ask someone, even the strangers, how are they doing? And actually listen, have understanding. Because we don't want to turn into something destructive and then take it out on each other. Because we don't need fear to take over us. And, you know, you just really need to do the things that you love, that uplift you. And also helping, you know, go out of your way to help others is very uplifting as well. It's time that we should stop being selfish and thinking for ourselves. Well, just because you want to make your friends look cool, or you want to make yourself look cool for your friends or whatever. I mean, what are they doing? Are they a good influence in your life? You know, just being around those who are happy. Don't be angry at them because they are. Interact with them, and you can pick up on that energy, and you can become happiness. You can vibrate on that frequency, and you can vibrate on the frequency of love. And that's what I wanted to say.